What if a black pearl could symbolize your own transformation? Ancient Polynesians believed the god Oro descended on a rainbow bridge to gift humanity the first black pearl, moonlight caught in shadow. The god Oro is the god of war during crisis and the god of harmony, tranquility, and artistry during times of peace. What a perfect living metaphor for the black pearl, which is in crisis during the invasion of a rough irritant and transforms it into a beautiful, harmonious, and artistic pearl. The oyster knows alchemy's deepest secret: grain by grain, irritation becomes iridescence, vulnerability becomes strength. Each Tahitian black pearl is a mandala of becoming. Their surfaces hold the cosmos. Peacock auroras shimmer across midnight depths, silver moons rise from charcoal seas. They are darkness made luminous, shadow-given soul. Your metamorphosis is an alchemy of turning lead experiences into gold. These pearls teach us that transformation cannot be rushed. Each lustrous layer is a prayer, wrapping wounds in beauty. They are witnesses to the sacred art of change, reminding us we are all alchemists, transforming life's friction into luster, irritation into beauty. Welcome to Finding the Pearls, a podcast that explores real-life human stories through the portal of the pearl, as we discover the gems of transformation in our own lives. Mary Kelly is your host for this podcast of Finding the Pearls. Mary is an esteemed member of Huna International and an Alakai leader, teacher, and healer for many decades, creating peace and harmony through the principles of Huna and spirit of aloha. Here is Mary sharing her breakthrough program and techniques for transformation in finding your pearls.
Your host, Mary Olsen Kelly, and for the past 40 years, I've had the privilege of sharing the magic of pearls as the owner of the Black Pearl Gallery shops with locations in Hawaii, California, and Florida. I'm also the author of Path of the Pearl, where I explore the deeper lessons that these gems teach us about resilience, patience, and transformation. In each episode of Finding the Pearls, we'll discover the hidden gems in our own lives, the lessons, the turning points, and the moments of transformation that shape who we become. Just like the pearl, we'll explore how life's friction can create something beautiful. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's find the pearls together. Today I have a beautiful guest. Her name is Jennifer Lime, and she has recently moved to Sedona from Hawaii. And she is in the midst of a trauma or coming out the other end of it. Usually when we think of the transformative times in our lives, they would be in the past. And we'd be looking at what the pearls are now in our daily lives that may have emerged from those difficulties in the past. But Jennifer is right smack dab in the middle of it. So I wanted to have her on the show to ask her how it feels to be right in the middle of a transformation. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome.
Aloha, Mary. Thank you for having me.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about how it feels to be in the middle of this and why you left Hawaii that you love so much?
It feels amazing. It feels exhilarating. It feels scary, painful, and all of the above. All of the above, for sure. And I did not leave Hawaii willingly. Let's put it that way.
Well, what in the world happened?
So I was a massage therapist and had a pretty good practice. And during COVID, I lost my business. And as a result to that, it took a while, but I eventually, my home was foreclosed on. And so I went kicking and screaming, and I did not want to leave the Big Island because I'm from there. And I really haven't experienced the world at all, in as far as separate from Hawaii.
What part of the Big Island were you from?
In Kona. I lived in Kona. I actually lived all over the island, but Kona was where I settled. And I grew up on Oahu, and then at 20 actually, I moved to the Big Island, and Hilo and Pahala, Pahoa, all over. And Kona was my home for about almost 30 years.
The Big Island is so intense. I
Very
mean,
much
with that
so.
active volcano,
Yeah.
and you just see life and death right in front of you, and creation and destruction every day while the
Constantly.
volcano's going off. I used to live on the Puna side,
Okay.
and right out of my kitchen window, I could see the lava, the glow.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely another realm.
it is, and a real symbolic place to
Yes,
be
it
living
is.
before you go into this complete change.
Yes, yeah.
Creation and destruction.
Yeah, it's definitely symbolic.
Yeah.
And I, of course, now I see the beauty and the gift of all of it. But in the middle of it, even though I have tremendous faith and a knowingness, I still did not want to leave. And there was a part of me that I've always been a rebel, and I didn't, during my whole life growing up, I didn't know what that was. I thought I was a rebel without a cause, but I definitely have a
You
cause.
probably have a lot of causes.
I do, and I was pissed, and I did not want to leave my home that I worked so hard for, and so I didn't want to leave. But then when God has other
Plans.
assignments for you,
Right.
it doesn't matter what you feel or think, you're going to go.
Right.
And so, I left kicking and screaming, and here I am.
Okay, so you've landed in
I
Sedona.
landed in Sedona. Actually, I originally landed in California for a brief stint. My niece and her husband came in to the Big Island and helped me. Pretty much lost everything I owned. I had a specific amount of time to get out, and that was it. And so I took a very few things, and everything was left at the house. And so I went to California and stayed for a little while. My youngest son and my daughter are living in the Chico area.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that was amazing and painful and all of the above. And then from there, my mom, when she left the Big Island, moved to Sedona. And my aunt, who also left Hawaii a few years ago, came to Sedona. And so I had a home base here and a place where I could lick my wounds and recalibrate and kind of let go of who I thought I was. Yeah, that's what this process is.
Well, there's a lot of turning points that you've just shared with us.
Yeah.
I mean, you turned and then you turned and you turned.
Turned and turned.
Turned and turned, yeah. And so since you've landed here in Sedona, can you identify any pearls that have happened so far for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, first, my mom always says that our childhood is a roadmap to everything. And so I've definitely been delving into that. Just making connections, and also the connections that are allowing me to make other choices. So I believe that we keep repeating the same patterns until we choose to do it differently.
Okay, so that's a pearl.
That's a big pearl.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that it connects to the death and the rebirth process of all these different characters who I thought I was. And now I see it as these characters whereas my identity to get through all the life's challenges from the time I was born and up until now. And
yes.
it's like I'm unbecoming all these characters so I can have room to integrate who I truly am and my purpose here. And it was through all those experiences, and still my experiences, that I am integrating into my purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
So lots more turns.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. And I'm excited for them. It's definitely uncharted territory, but I feel like I didn't have room to expand on the Big Island. And the Big Island is going through a lot of, Hawaii in general, is going through a lot of
With
turmoil.
the fires and everything on Maui.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And energetically, Hawaii has been, there's just a lot going on there with the history and the people and the land. And so I feel like there was nowhere for me to expand. And also, in the same sense, it was taking my light from me. And so I was not in a very good way there emotionally. And I feel like I'm just still gathering all my tools. And I'll go back someday.
So do you think you'll get your massage license here then? And
Most definitely.
well, that'll be great. I mean, this is the place for it, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone comes here to heal.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because over there, there's a lot of massage therapists. There's a lot of healing and different various things. But here, meeting people, they've been so supportive and so really pursuing like wanting massages and whatnot, which I didn't really experience over there. So
really encouraging
yes.
you. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah,
It's a warm, friendly place.
it really is.
Yes, it is. I found that too.
Yeah.
Doors just opened and opened and opened for me when I came here.
Yeah, I'm having that same experience.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yes, welcome. It's
Thank
great
you.
to have you here.
Thank you.
You're a ray of sunshine to me.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate the opportunity and being here, and and I've definitely it's been challenging as far as the frequency and the energy of Arizona itself. It's much different than what I'm used to.
True.
And so then throwing in that as well as all the other getting to know the area and just relocating. My heart and soul is Hawaii. And so I've definitely been going through a grief, just grieving.
Yeah.
And one of the many things that really has struck me is that I know what it feels like to have to leave your homeland and to have to leave to go somewhere foreign. And I that's something that's really struck me because I feel like my heart and soul is Hawaii, and now I'm in a foreign land, and I'm having to get to know it and find my bearings. I'm completely out of my element.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I can relate so strongly to you. I also love Hawaii. I lived there for 45 years. Most of my adult life I spent in Hawaii. I went to UH, graduated from UH, got my master's degree at UH, and really spent a lot of quality time there. And it was hard for me to leave too. I know just how you feel.
Yeah.
But somebody really helped me at that time, my husband at that time, my now deceased soulmate of a husband. He said, well, Hawaii is still here. It's not going anywhere. So when you're ready to come back, it'll be there, or even just come back as a tourist, which I've done a couple of times. It's really fun to go back as a tourist. I mean, it is so much fun not to have to worry about finding a job there or finding a place to live. Just go as a tourist. Really fun. Just spend all your time in the water.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that to me previously, and that really shifted the process of what I was going through, because it made me see that perhaps I'm just gathering other resources here. So when the time is right, I can go back, because Hawaii is going through its own healing process right now.
Right, it's getting ready for you too.
Exactly. And you actually, when you said that to me, it made me think, wow, so maybe I'm just gathering more tools for the other part of this mission.
That's right. Yeah. The other thing for me was I realized that what it meant is I needed to grow.
Right.
I needed to expand to include Hawaii and the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Not just limit myself to a couple of islands, but be big enough to include myself in the whole entire world. And I've done that. I've really done a lot of traveling, and I bought a little place in Italy that I go to a couple of times a year. And I would never have done that if I'd stayed in Hawaii, because it's just too dang far away.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's too hard. It's too hard to get to Europe from there. It's hard enough from California and the West Coast.
I agree. Hence why I haven't traveled much.
Right, right. Yeah, but it's worth it. It's so worth it
Yeah.
because the same thing, it just expands you. It just
100%.
encourages so much beauty and growth in your soul, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm much more brave now.
That's it. That's it too. You're brave, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were brave to go to Hawaii because what I experienced being there, I saw so many people come to Hawaii and the islands literally did not accept them
Right.
and they had to leave.
Yep.
I mean, nothing worked for them. Nothing worked at all that they tried and they ended up leaving.
Yeah.
And I understand that happens in Sedona too. It hasn't happened to you or me, luckily.
Yeah.
But I've heard that people come here and they can't stay either.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because the only two places in my whole life I've ever felt called, I felt called to go to Hawaii. And so I went. And then I lived there a long time. And then I felt called to come to Sedona. So I came
That
here.
is interesting.
And I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. I love it here.
How long have you been here?
Just 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you fit like right in, like
I
you've always
know.
been here.
I know. I felt very much at home here. People were so welcoming, so friendly. I mean, like I said before, it just felt like opening doors. So there were pearls galore for me.
Well,
Everywhere.
and that's exactly how it is in Hawaii. I'm not so sure about Oahu, but the Big Island, it's definitely like that. If you're
welcoming.
supposed to be there,
Oh, yeah.
everything falls into
Well,
place.
the Big Island is the most intense of
It
all
really
the islands.
is.
I mean, each island has its own
Yes.
personality. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why so many people from the mainland like Maui, because
Mm-hmm.
Maui is so soft, so welcoming. Beaches, nothing but beaches, and it reminds you of California beach towns,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and people feel comfortable there and welcome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm originally from Oahu,
Uh-huh.
and like I said, I moved to the Big Island in '91. My ex-husband is from the Big Island. He was born on Oahu and grew up on the Big Island. And when I first moved there, oh, it was devastating. I hated it. It was just I lived in the city, and it was just not my. I wasn't into it, but we lived all over, and we moved to Puna, and that was a whole nother
Yeah.
go from city girl to living in with generators, and you pick up the phone, and we had party lines, so there'd be other people on the phone,
Right.
and catchment water, and all of the things that I didn't like about the Big Island were all of the amazing things that I just fell in love with.
Right.
And
right.
I feel really blessed to have lived all over that island.
Yes.
I lived in Pahala, so we would drive up into Wood Valley, and I've lived all over, and I just look at it now as all of the different pieces of the puzzle.
Right.
And
Gave you something.
Yes.
All gave you something, yes. I felt the same way. I, on the other hand, love Honolulu.
Yeah.
Honolulu is my favorite city in the entire world.
Is it?
I mean, how can you live in a place where you're driving, you look one way,
Yeah.
you see the mountains and the palm trees. You look the other way, the ocean. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just remarkable.
It really is.
It's incredibly beautiful. You can be on the freeway, mountains,
Yep.
ocean, mountains, ocean. Incredible. Just right there, right at your fingertips. I loved that. It was so accessible.
Yeah, it's definitely like I said, another realm.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
As a city, boy, it's really incredible. Really a wonderful city with museums and performing arts. And I saw tons of great rock concerts because all the bands come
Yep.
through Hawaii on their way to Asia and
Yeah.
around the world when they're touring. So we got to see everybody. I mean, everybody at the Blaisdell.
I saw a lot of concerts there too.
Yeah. And also, Broadway shows. I saw Phantom of the Opera, the touring Broadway show in the concert hall
Yeah.
there. I mean, unbelievable. Just so great.
It's a special Hawaii in general. It's very special.
Everybody
and the
wants to go
culture.
through there. I lived there in the 70s when all the Mahatmas and gurus were coming from India. And also they'd stop in Hawaii and they do speaking engagements and this and that and meditation weekends. So I got to see all these wonderful, wonderful Yogananda and, Muktananda and all these really famous gurus came through Hawaii.
Yeah.
I saw them at the Diamond Head Unity Church and
Oh
all
yeah,
around.
I was very involved in that.
Yeah,
growing
that's a
up.
good church, yeah.
Loved that church.
I saw Santana play at the Unity Church. I mean, it's unbelievable the
Yeah.
opportunities you have because of the location
Yeah.
and the beauty. Everybody wants to go through Hawaii
Yeah.
on their tour.
And it's still, even though it's definitely not how it was when I grew up, but Hawaii, you still have that small town vibe,
Yeah,
and especially when you get to the outer islands too.
Right.
But there's just something, there's something really special about that.
true.
And the culture. The culture
Yeah,
is
the
just,
culture is wonderful. And it is very rural. I mean,
Yes.
still very rural.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
I definitely look at my life as being a blessed one.
And one of the best things was to go to the farmer's market,
Oh,
get
yeah.
5 papayas
I
for
know.
$1. 5
That's what
papayas for $1.
that's what I miss is my papayas.
I do too. Me too.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
morning.
I'm thinking of telling my son to ship me some papayas.
Ship you a case now and then. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you go to the store here, they're $5
Oh
each.
gosh. And they're not very good.
And they're picked green.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not very
When
good.
they're perfect there, they're perfectly ripe. Ah, every morning. Oh yeah, every morning. I miss
Every
that
morning.
too.
Yeah.
I miss that too. Yeah.
My banana trees. I have banana
I
trees. Yeah.
know. Oh yeah, and mangoes. I love
Oh my.
mangoes.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
those big Hawaiian avocados. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
They're so
for
juicy.
sure. Well, and now it's like I was really stuck on that.
Yeah.
You know, like all of the things that I'm missing.
Yes.
And so I had to focus on all the new beauty that I'm learning
The new
here.
things that you're
Yeah.
getting. Yes.
Yeah,
That you couldn't
because
get there.
it was very challenging at first. I was definitely stuck on that.
Right.
Like
the things you were losing.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of switching it into the thing, everything I'm gaining, but I feel like that's part of the grief process. It's a process, and it's a completely, like I said, uncoming of what I thought I was,
Right.
and then
Reinventing.
and it's
reinventing.
such a beautiful process to be able to just open yourself up to everything.
To be reborn. Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of just feel it out and what works and what doesn't. And,
Oh yeah.
and being able to be in the larger picture of it all.
Uh-huh.
And so for me, I think what has been a huge blessing for me is that even while going through the process, I've been able to observe it. And so because of that, I haven't gotten so stuck in the emotion of it, where I feel it, but then I can move through it.
Right.
And not get stuck in it.
And what are you doing to make that happen? Do you know? Is there a technique you use?
You know, I don't. I feel like it's more just during the past few years of my life, what I went through in Kona. I was so isolated. I really isolated myself because I didn't feel like I connected to anything that I once did.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that process, I feel like I kind of let go of everything, including my friendships, my social life, and in that process of being alone, I was really able to see it for what it was, and it allowed me to just let go. And there's such power in that because I was so attached to everything.
Well, that's an amazingly huge pearl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it allowed me to not get so caught up into the emotion of it, to really see it for what it is that it's not, not that one thing is bad or one thing is good. It's just a shift, like a little shift in the frequency. And I always think of it like a radio station where we're just shifting the frequency a little bit, and then what resonated with us before doesn't necessarily resonate anymore. And so it's just this natural process of what worked before didn't, and so it's a natural moving into what does. And so
What I'm hearing is that there's really no pain involved in this
No.
part, that you've gotten past the feelings of pain and
Yeah.
loss, and now there's just a growing acceptance.
I think that's 100% true, because that doesn't mean that I don't feel it.
Right, or miss it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I do all of that,
Yeah.
but I just don't feel like I'm so stuck in it how I basically lived my whole life of being really stuck in that emotion. It's almost like it was an entity of itself.
Right.
And I've always lucid dreamed, and so I kind of compare it to that, where I'm an observer, because in my dreams I've always been an observer. And so I just feel like it's the same thing.
So you said the word entity. Have you actually had a visual experience of an entity?
Oh, I've had experiences with entities,
has-
especially being on the Big Island.
That have to do with this move? Maybe gave you some guidance or any...
Yeah, so my brother passed away in 2018 unexpectedly, and that was a huge part of my continual process of transformation. And so I definitely feel like he's my guide. He's been guiding me along the way.
Do you actually hear him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you. What's his name?
Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
he's awesome. And one of the biggest many gifts I've gotten from him, but one of the biggest was that, which I've learned, he's continually taught me, is that, so he wasn't living his life how I thought he should, and so therefore I kind of withheld, my love. And what I learned was that just because someone isn't living their life the way you think they should doesn't mean that they're not doing exactly what they should. They're just not doing what you think they should.
That's right, what you want them to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's their journey.
Right, it's their journey, exactly.
It's their journey. And so that was a huge lesson I learned. And it's really helped me basically with every aspect of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing to have a death be a pearl in
Well,
so many
you're
ways.
right. And I always say that one of the biggest, most devastating experiences of my life was one of my biggest blessings as well.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it still continually blesses me.
And can you share a little more about how?
Well, I'm very connected to my brother, and I've always been very intuitive my whole life. And I obviously, in the society we live in, I didn't think of it as a gift. So I did everything I could to not feel,
bury it.
And so once I started, I started having a spiritual awakening, I guess you can say, before he passed away in 2015, 16, 17. But after he passed away, or I should say once he ascended, like the first experience I had, the biggest experience I had, and this is actually connected to a reoccurring nightmare that I had as a child. And it was always a nightmare where I was in space. I was no body. I was just like in a dark space. Space meaning just the void, maybe, I don't know. But it was a light, and it was always coming straight at me. And I would scream, and I was so terrified, and then I'd wake up. And I had this meditation that I was going through after he passed away, because it's what I would do to kind of ground myself. And I felt my brother there, and then I could see Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and all of these amazing masters. And I started seeing numbers that were just kind of all over, and light, different colored lights. And then I was in this space, and all of a sudden that light started coming like the same exact as a child. And then I could hear a female voice telling me, "Little girl, you are the light. Little girl, you are the light," over and over and over. And so it was at that moment that I realized it was my light that I was afraid of. I was terrified of it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was amazing because my brother was like introducing me to all of these masters in this meditation. And it was so profound because it was at that moment that it shifted my whole reality, because I realized I was terrified of my light. And that was what the nightmare was. And I was actually just talking with someone recently about this nightmare that I had. And when I was talking to her, I had this realization that that was the spark of light, the spark of life.
Was your light?
Yes.
Wow.
It was so profound. And it just having conversations and all of it's like connecting all the pieces. So all it was like, I felt like it was me coming into this life in that spark of light. And I was so terrified because there was a part of me that remembered but didn't. And so, yeah, it all makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does.
That was a huge pearl.
It was a huge pearl. My goodness. Wow.
Yeah, and so I've just had lots of experiences like that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very blessed.
I am. I agree. Thank you.
Yes. No, it's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Welcome to Sedona. Great to have
Thank you so
you here.
much.
I'm so glad you're here.
I am too, and I'm so glad that we were connected. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. I always say, if it was up to me, I would short serve it myself, because the gifts they're just abundant.
Yeah, right.
And I just have to turn it over and walk through the door.
Right.
Yeah, that's been my problem in the past.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm asking for help or guidance, but then it's presented to me, and then because it's not what I thought it would look like, I don't take it.
Right.
So I try to step out of the way.
Yeah.
And just allow.
I'm just thinking of a wonderful quote. My deceased soulmate of a husband, Don Kelly, said, "No matter how difficult, it might be a pearl in the making." And I think of that all the time.
Yeah. Thank you for
when
that.
I'm in a situation, I think, this sucks.
Yeah.
No matter how difficult, even this might be a pearl in the making.
And it usually always is.
Always, every time.
Yeah.
The bigger it sucks, the bigger the pearl.
I know. I know. That's the realization I've come to, is that it's always a pearl in the making.
It's always a pearl in the making. Always a pearl in the making. Yes.
And that is what has gotten me through it.
Yeah. Me too.
I've always had this knowingness
that you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Because I always have.
Right.
And to me, that's just embodying that. That's what it's about. And I can tell you that this experience, I mean, all of my experiences, but this the last few years is what did it for me, that my connection to God, Source, whoever people want to call it, I have never been stronger in that than I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's biggest pearl of all. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Jennifer. It's wonderful to get to know you better.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on this journey. And those of you listening, let's find your pearls together.
Thank you.
Mahalo. Thank you for coming. Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye-bye.